everybody? Welcome into the Casual Sports Podcast. It's Wednesday again, so it's just Mike and me here today.
Yep.
But Mike, how you doing today?
What's up, Matt?
I'm just hanging around
Rocking
here.
the Pens gear.
Oh, yeah. We won last night. We came back from behind. We'll talk about that later. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, it's 4-2. Like, I went in my room. I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. We can't lose. I don't want to see them lose to the Flyers. And then I come out and it's tied. I'm like, it's going in the overtime. So I sat and watched it. And I'm like, holy cow.
Which is good because they've sucked in overtime the last few times.
Yeah, I know. They have. Yeah. So
we got a couple things to talk about.
Yeah, we got some stuff. I'm saving them to the end. So we'll have to skip through some stuff pretty quickly, which I'm sure we will. But before that, I'm going to get some high school recap and a preview as well. Last night, what a heck of a game last night I called. The Badger Braves took on the Chalker Wildcats, and this game was a tight game all the way. Badger ended up winning 79-74 after losing to Chalker 70-56 the last time they played them. They are now with a record of 10-10, which is not that bad. It's 500. Their playoff game is Tuesday against Jackson Milton, so I'll be on the call for that, hopefully. They still have 2 more games left in the season, though, so hopefully they can finish out, 12-10 or 11-11. I think they can beat Wyndham. They've beaten Wyndham before. I called that exciting game where they beat them by 1 point, and so hopefully they can pick up another one against them. Matthews is going to be a tough battle for Badger. Matthews is one of the top teams, in high school basketball, I think. They're pretty darn good, Matthews. I think they've only lost 1 game. I'm checking on that right now. They're 20-1. They're 20-1. And you'll never guess who they lost to. Like, it's going to be shocking when I say they lost to this team.
Go ahead.
Just let me find it. Their schedule's I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, so they lost to Lakeview. And you know what Lakeview's record is right now? Let's see. What is their record? It's not. I don't think it's very good. But we're looking. I'm looking. They're 8-13. So
it's not terrible, but it's not really
terrible.
Good.
But they beat Matthews. I don't like. You beat the top team in your division or conference or whatever, and you can't beat everybody else. That's just horrible. But it should be a pretty tough test for them now. Hopefully we can, get on top of them and, maybe give them a battle. The last time, it was a close game last time, sort of. 76-58. They hung in with them for a little bit. But we'll see what happens. Matthews did beat a tough Bristol team as well. But Wyndham gave them a ride, too. Wyndham always seems to give everybody a battle. So they get Badger battle. They gave Matthews a battle, so we'll see here, but it should be a pretty exciting ending here to their season. I've had a great honor calling them this year, and hopefully they can get some playoff wins, and I can call a couple more games. But if not, it's oh well, it's season ends sometime. But I'm gonna move on to the game I have tonight. This game,
I got something to say when you're done here. Go ahead.
All right, it's gonna be interesting for this game. So the Brookfield girls are taking on Campbell Memorial. Okay, everybody's writing down Brookfield. Oh, automatic win. Campbell, they're putting everybody in the playoff this year. So Campbell made it. They're 3-17. They've only 3 wins. Brookfield is 15-6. Solid year, but don't write Campbell off. Okay, they have some good players. I could mix some opinions, but I'm not going to. So, but you never know what can happen. Their boys team they're very, very talented boys team. So maybe the momentum can carry over to the girls team a little bit, maybe. But don't count Campbell out in this game. But Brookfield has to stay on their game. They have to stay with Sophia Hook. Hook has to get rolling. Audrey Reardon as well. They have to get rolling. Yeah, what I've noticed here, if Hook nails her shots, if she gets on a scoring rhythm, then she plays really tight, man-to-man or zone defense. Her defense is stout when her offense is going. But if she can't make shots, her defense lacks off. I've noticed that. That's an honest fact right there. Coaches have said that too. So she's got to be on her game both sides here tonight. If their offense isn't going, just get back on defense, still play defense. It's got to come. It's got to be a huge factor in this game tonight. It's a playoff game. Anything can happen. All the cards are on the table. It doesn't matter who you play. You still have to play them. If you lose, you're out. So
that's it.
It should be a good one. But that'll be on. It's pay-per-view now because it's playoffs. So $9.99 a game. You have to pay for it. But it should be a pretty good game to watch. First playoff game for Brookfield this year. So hopefully they can. I see them making a little bit of a run. So you never know. But let's go ahead and get out of college or gotta get.
Well, since you were talking about Camel though, Matt, their boys won the conference last night. My dad was all fired up. He's a Camel alumni.
Yeah.
So he was all fired up, and I think they only lost one game this year, and it was the one that they played against Louisville, I think, at the Q.
Yeah, they lost to Louisville. Yep, I've seen them 3 times. Campbell is a team. And
they got athletes, man.
I also want to talk about this too. What's his name? Kevin Moore reached 1,000 points last night. I've seen a bunch of players reach 1,000 points, and Springfield's Bo Brungard, who I've called football with Alec, reached 1,000 points as well. Multi-sport athlete right there. Bo Brungard, obviously committing to YSU to play football, but man, go play basketball too. Like, why not?
I mean, why not?
I don't know if he can do that, but that'd be cool. But
I know some guys. I know
guys.
Camel's head coach. Camel's head coach from Gerard Canarino, good guy.
Yeah.
And their assistant coach Tyler Kilborn. I saw them actually post that on Instagram. He was congratulations for the 1,000 points, and they won the conference. So they got guys I know, and like I said, my dad's all excited because that's where he went. It's the first time they're actually good in like a long time.
It's been a while. Yeah.
They got athletes too, dude. I saw some of their guys. They got big guys.
Yeah, like what names did you recognize? I've called these guys 3 times.
The one you just said.
Kevin Moore is great. His brother, Kayvon Moore, I think that's his brother, Kayvon Moore. Heck of a player there. Man, probably the best defensive player, one of them that I've seen. I think I'm saying his name. Skavos Kiros. That kid he's got to be the most hardworking player on that team. His shooting can come around. It needs to come around a little bit, which it will. But that kid plays hard every minute he's on the floor, and it's amazing to see. And a couple other players, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's some good players out there that I'm just like, whoa, look out. Like, here he comes. Get out of the way or something. But it should be cool seeing them make a run. Or maybe I'll get the opportunity to, give them a call as well.
Oh, yeah. My dad's waiting. He wants to go to playoff games. He's ready.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
Because it's been probably since a long time since they were good.
Yeah.
Football, they sucked for a long time in football. But
yeah. But
my dad was there, and a little bit after he graduated, both sports, they were powerhouse in both of them.
Yeah. So
he's happy.
It should be exciting. Should be exciting to watch them. I hope they make a pretty decent run. I think they're number 1 on the YSN power rankings. So, I mean, look out for Campbell. They're a heck of a team. I've had a privilege calling them as well. They're a great team to watch. So maybe I can call a couple of their games. Yeah, I figured out. Put that up there. Campbell, 19-1. They're unbelievable. Springfield right underneath them. They're 20-0. Springfield's a heck of a team to look out for as well. So I've seen good things. I know Alec has called Cheney and Liberty, and those are good teams there as well. So, and he's called Mooney. So keep an eye out here. And this is the girls' basketball. You got Salem, that's pretty good as well. Man, how the heck did this happen? The Liberty girls team, I know Alec is probably ranting right now. They're 19-1, and they fall down to 8. Oh man, they're going to make a huge statement in the playoffs here. Power rankings are nice to look at, but it's the teams that actually go out there and win playoff games that really matter.
The eye test.
The eye test. Yes. You can, we us analysts and, everybody else can make their predictions and stuff like that. Everybody has an opinion, and they're entitled to it.
You're allowed to.
But in the end, it's about what that team does that, they can either prove us right or wrong, and it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So look out. Look to see what happens. You can say this or that. Sometimes we're right. Sometimes we're wrong. So It happens. I'm not always right.
We're not even half the time right.
Yeah, I'm not even like a quarter of the time right. But I just go out here and make my statements because, that's my job, and I have to do that. But let's go ahead and move out of high school basketball. I'll be talking plenty of that. Springfield. Yeah. Springfield's a heck of a team. I was watching, actually, when I got home last night, I went on and checked out the Girard versus Springfield game, and a couple of my buddies were calling the game there. What a great game from Bo Brungar. I was watching that game. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So, and it was senior night there too. So that had to be a great vibe.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead. Let's move into some college basketball. That's all right there, Mike. But I'm sure I'll talk more high school basketball soon. I got a game tonight and tomorrow. So I got plenty to talk about here. And I'm sure Alec does too. So let's go ahead here and let's talk the Illinois Fighting Illini taking on surprise team right here. And you know who I'm going to say. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights, man.
We told Alec that this one yesterday, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's the one that sent stuff in the group chat too, but we've been keeping an eye on it. We've been talking about them a lot. They showed signs, like right when they beat that Purdue win, when Ron Harper Jr. had the buzzer beater, everybody started looking at him, and they lost the next game after that to Seton Hall. But man, the wins they picked up have been surprising. They lose to Penn State, which heck of a win for Penn State against Michigan State. I like that.
That's one of the things I was going to tell you. I told you at the top of the show that we can talk about at the end because it's about time to break through with that.
It's about time, yeah. But you look down to the last 3 games, they beat Michigan State, and they beat Michigan State 84-63. They beat Ohio State by 2, 66-64, and then they beat Wisconsin 73-65. Ohio State was the only one to really give this team a battle.
Yeah.
And look at the teams they've been playing. Everybody, we've been saying Wisconsin, and Michigan State are like the top of the Big Ten, and now they're falling apart a little bit. Michigan State now losing a couple in a row. They lost that one to Rutgers, now losing to Penn State. I mean, and Illinois has been slacking off as well. So Illinois just lost, didn't they? Let's look.
I believe so.
I believe they did.
I got the schedule.
I'm looking.
Yeah, I mean, beginning of the
they
month
lost to Purdue. They lost to Purdue. Purdue beat them pretty good. So look at Rutgers' upset here, and then look who they play after Illinois. They got Purdue again.
Yeah.
So. And then Wisconsin, and then Michigan and Wisconsin, and then Indiana, and then Penn State to finish it off. They have a tight schedule to finish off the season. I mean,
it's been tough all year for them.
It has been. If they beat Illinois and Purdue, and let's say they lose to Michigan, and then beat Wisconsin, and then beat Indiana, or lose Indiana, and then beat Penn State, that's a great finish right there. But just imagine if they win out. The talk for March Madness for them is going to be hot.
Well, heck yeah, and I think if they get a win,
it's
tonight against Illinois, they should be considered.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like
they'll be running in March.
This
March
team's almost like
too. By the way,
yeah,
we're already 16 days into February.
Yeah,
this is unbelievable. It's going by quick.
It's almost Rutgers. This team's almost like Purdue was in football this year. Just every time they play a ranked team, they beat them. I mean, Purdue lost some at the end against the one against Ohio State, but they just rise to the occasion against higher ranked teams, against top ranked teams. And
that's who they're going to be playing in March. It's going to be every team that's going to be in there is going to be tough, no matter what. Doesn't matter what level that they're there, and they can beat you. So you got to play your best game, and they've been playing that against great teams. So look at them to make a run. What if Rutgers makes a Cinderella run to get to the Final Four or something? I don't know what I'd do. I'd be sitting there what happened?
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been talking a lot about Rutgers here. Let's talk a little bit about Illinois. Illinois, they've lost here and there, but they have had a solid run. They had this huge year last year. and they lost early. And this year's been kind of a down year for them. They're 18-6. They're 11-3 in their conference, but I mean they've had a solid season. I've liked the wins that they've had. They had good wins against Wisconsin, Indiana. Yes, they took the big L to Purdue, and I think that really brought them down to earth.
That was a great game too.
Yeah, it was.
The final score wasn't, but I was watching the beginning of it. It was
pretty
good.
It was a good game most of the way. But I think that brought them down to earth a little bit. And I think they're going to play. I think we'll see a different Illinois team here tonight. But I'm not saying that they're going to win, but they're going to be. I think they'll be back in reality a little bit. Like, oh, we had these big wins, and then they get their butts kicked by Purdue, and they're like, uh-oh. And then they really showed that against Northwestern. Come out and beat it. I mean, Northwestern is a hard-nosed team. Every team in the Big Ten is.
Yeah.
Every team in the Big Ten is hard-nosed. So to beat any Big Ten team, I think that's a great win. And if you lose to them, if it's a close loss, that's good too. And that's why I think Penn State is a hard-boiled team as well. I mean, they kept up with most of these teams. Some of these good teams are losing by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah,
they don't win. So we'll see. They'll be getting into the NIT, I believe.
I hope so.
If you put one Big Ten team in the NIT, they're going to win it all.
It seems that way.
It seems that way.
I mean, almost all of them are going to get in the tournament. But, yeah. I mean, Illinois right now, Matt, I'm not sold on them either, but they're first in Big Ten for a reason. They're 18-6 for a reason. And last time they played Rutgers, they pretty much blew them out, 86-51.
Yeah.
At home, though, but this one's on the road.
Yeah. Now, some people were saying, the Big Ten, their divisions, they don't do anything in March Madness. They stink when it comes to March Madness because they are so worn out from their schedules and Big Ten tournaments against these teams that are just tough. They're just tough to play. But, yes, that can be the case sometimes.
That's not totally true, though.
It's not totally true. Sometimes this makes them better. That they play like these teams every day, every week, and that makes them better, makes them prepared to.
No, I'm not saying what you're saying. What you're saying is right, but what people say is they don't really do anything in the tournament. That's not totally true.
No.
Michigan was just in the Final Four a couple years ago. Michigan State's made deep runs. Ohio State's been Elite Eights. I mean, they haven't done anything past then, but
yeah,
these teams make runs. Let's not act like they don't.
Yeah, I know. So Purdue with Carson Edwards made a huge run. 3-4 years ago?
Yep.
I think he had 16 threes in one game, and they lost the game. I think it was I think it was a controversial game. But, look out for Big Ten teams. But let's go ahead and pick this game. We're 20 minutes into the show. We're burning up time here. I'm going upset. I'm going with Rutgers. I'm high on them.
They've won 3
in a row. They've won 3 in a row against tough Big Ten teams. Okay, Michigan State, Ohio State, Wisconsin. Those teams are all ranked, or they were. They've been at some point. I know Ohio State is. But then they came out and gave them a battle and beat them. They tore up Michigan State. And, they gave it to Wisconsin, too. Ohio State is the only one that kind of gave them a run. And that came down to a buzzer beater, didn't it? It might have. It was close. 2 points.
Yeah.
So. But I'm going Rutgers here.
Matt, I know.
You write these down too.
Oh yeah, I got to do that. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, Rutgers. I mean, they've had a good run, but all good things coming in. I'm picking Illinois in this one.
You're picking Illinois in this one.
We always say with our rankings, we pick the higher seeded teams just until they lose. Illinois is the best team, or at least on paper in the ranking standings, they're the best team in the Big Ten right now. They're first. They're 18-6. And the last time they played, they blew them out. I'm not saying it's going to be blowout again because this time it's reversed if they're on the road, but I'm going to keep picking them.
Different part of the season, too. This different teams here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Go ahead and write those down. We'll go down to the next game here. This game is going to be a battle, too. We got some doozies here. Woo!
Yeah. We're at that point of the year.
Yeah. Man, this game is tight. Whew.
Go ahead.
Write that down. All right, so the Baylor Bears, who we thought were looked unstoppable at 15-0, and they're now 21-4, and they're taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. 19-6. That's their record. They've lost some games, but some of the games they have won are just like, whoo, wow. They beat a good Texas team. I mean, they beat TCU. I'm just looking at their last 5. I mean, they've had some big upsets. They have. I like the Mississippi State game in there in that last 5 as well. They really gave it to them as well. But look at the teams they have beaten. They barely lost to Gonzaga, 69-55. That was so that was a close game there. I think that you'd see a different battle different game if we replayed that today. But Iowa State, they lost to Iowa State 51-47. They took a bad one at Kansas State, and they lost to Kansas, but they lost to Kansas in 2 overtimes. Took Kansas 2 overtimes to beat them 94-91. They beat a good Iowa State team. They beat Kansas before that as well. So they split with Kansas and Iowa State. So they've had some wins. They beat a Texas team. They lose to Oklahoma, but I think they beat them. No, they did lose. They lost to Oklahoma. They will get another chance at them. So look out for Texas Tech. They beaten Tennessee, lost to a close game to Providence, who just lost last night. Mike, you picked who they beat. Who they lose to?
Villanova.
Yeah, Villanova beat them. You picked Villanova. You were the only one to pick Villanova. So Villanova's look out for them too. They're tough. So, but back to this game real quick. I mean, it's come down to the end of the season. They have about 7 games left the season. These are the games that are like, hey, we got to win these certain games. And this is a game where they have to win. They have to beat Baylor, and they have to go in and beat Texas again, too, next game, and then Oklahoma. And, they lost to K-State before, and they beat TCU before, but, you never know what can happen. And then Oklahoma State, yeah, they're kind of falling off a little bit, but you still have to play them. And, you can't let those games like that slip away from you. But this game tonight, it's going to decide. The last time they played Baylor, they beat them, too, by 3.
Their first loss.
So, yeah, that was Baylor's first loss. So, Baylor has a little bit of that bad taste in their mouth, and they might come out and say, hey, you're not doing this again. I hope you enjoyed the first one, because this is not happening again. Or they could, they're in Texas Tech, too. They went into Baylor and beat Baylor. Now they're at home. So, I don't know here. I don't know who to pick. You make your pick first. It's in Texas Tech. Texas Tech.
You know what? Here's how I'm going to put it. I'm going to give Baylor one more chance here. I'm going to pick them. Because if they're anything that we thought they were at the beginning of the season, that they played this great brand of basketball, which they still do, but their confidence was shaken a little bit. And it started with that Texas Tech loss. And like you said, they have a chance here in Texas Tech to get their revenge. So I'm gonna give Baylor one more chance. I'm gonna pick them in this one. I'm kind of nervous to pick them in big matchups like this because they haven't really done well recently. They just beat Texas, though. That was 20. But all these matchups that they've had since then are actually no. Yeah. I mean, that Texas Tech loss, but they had 2 bad losses with Oklahoma State and Alabama after that. So again, I'm gonna give them one more chance to pick them in this game. I'm not confident, but if they're anything that we thought they were, they should win this game.
They should win this game. I'm going to roll with you there. I'm going to pick Baylor one more time. If they lose to them again, I'm throwing it in. I'm going to lose a little bit of confidence, and Texas Tech can very well do this again. But I'm not going to pick them. I'm not going to be confident to pick them again. So I gotta roll with Baylor one more time.
They got Kansas and Texas after this too.
Yeah.
So if they lose this one, they have a chance to redeem themselves. But you got to get this one. This is a team.
You got to win this one. It's a nail biter, and you got to win it.
Yeah.
So, but all right here. So currently my Wi-Fi is going in the crapper. But the next game we have here is Seton Hall versus Uconn. I do have the tabs up, but every page I got here is just reloading. So
great.
We're gonna have to wait for a second. But Seton Hall, Uconn, they're very similar opponents. I don't know if your Wi-Fi is working. If you want to get this game up,
I got it on my phone.
Okay, but this game, very evenly matched. What's Uconn's record again there?
Uconn 17-7. Seton Hall's 15-8.
So very close. Did they play already? Go ahead.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
They did. Where the heck are they?
This is what I get for living in good old
they did play.
Ohio.
Yeah, overtime.
They did play. Who won?
Overtime.
Who won?
Uconn won 90-87 in overtime.
In overtime. So we could possibly see another close game here. Uconn has kind of fallen off a little bit before. I mean, they've reclimbed back up. I feel like they have, but you never know what can happen with this game. Seton Hall, very tough battle team. But there's some games that I feel like, like really they lost these games. So I'm gonna make a quick pick here. I'm gonna go to Uconn. I think Uconn's resurging, and I'm gonna go with them. So you don't even need.
I think I'm gonna go with you.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with you. I kind of they were ranked a lot. They're actually still ranked now, but they were kind of ranked a little bit higher than 24 is what they are now to start the year. And like you said, they kind of fell off a little bit, but they're kind of rebounding. 17-7. They're third in the Big East. They're fighting with some of the top teams in the Big East too, like Villanova and some of the other teams. And I like them to get this one's at home too. That matters sometimes when they played the last time and they lost. So this one's at home. They can get a chance to rebound.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. Well, let's go to the next game here. Google is letting me load it. So SMU is taking on the Temple Owls. SMU has been a great team this year. I like some of the wins that they have had. They're 18-5. Temple though 13-9. You can't keep them. You can't count them out quite yet. 13-9 is not bad. It's around that 500 area. So you gotta keep an eye on them. I like what was that big win? That SMU beat Houston. I like that huge win against Houston. I think that really marked up like Houston that was just playing easy opponents, and finally you got somebody and they caught them napping. And, that was SMU. So, I mean, SMU, that's why I wanted to take a look at this game, basically because of SMU. The remaining schedule, they got, after Temple, they got, looks like Memphis. Memphis has had some tough wins as well. So, you got to keep an eye on Memphis. They do play Houston again and then Tulsa. So, look out. I mean, that rematch against Houston is going to be great to see. So, But, this game should be, a pretty decent game, but obviously I'm going to pick SMU in this game. I think they're more battle contested, and I think they have a more solid team than Temple, so I'm going to roll with SMU here. This page won't load.
I'm going to go SMU because they impressed me with that win against Houston, and a couple reasons. They impressed me with that win. Their team, I told you when we were looking at our sleepers, that I thought they were a sleeper team, and I overall I just like SMU. I like them in football too.
I like
they're starting to rebound in football. But
Pony Express.
Yep. But they're playing good basketball. They really are. And I like that. We were talking about Houston all year. I know Alec has them and he's like them, and they beat them by 2 points. It was a close one though.
Yeah.
But I gotta go SMU.
Yeah, it should be a pretty interesting game. But let's go ahead and move on to this
one. You picked them too, right?
Yeah, I picked SMU as well. So moving on to the next final college basketball game. This tab is loading, so hopefully I can stay on it. But the St. John's Red Storm, man, I love their name. Here comes the Red Storm. They're taking on the Xavier Musketeers. Both teams, they're battle contested. St. John's 13-11, but they've lost some close games. Like, just looking at their last 5 games, they lose to Uconn 63-60, lose to Villanova 75-69. They beat Butler 75-72, beat Georgetown by a lot, lose to Providence 86-82. Like, man, some of these games, it is close games that they've had, just nail biters, and one of these days they're just going to erupt. But they've had some close games all year. I mean, all year, Mike. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. So, I mean, this game is going to be a pretty good game. I think they played Xavier already. Let me look. This is the first time that they're going to play Xavier this year. So, should be a pretty good game. They've had some games postponed. Marquette game and Butler and Georgetown game were postponed, and so we'll just have to see. They play Xavier one more time after this, and they have some tough games as well. DePaul has upset some people. Creighton is tough as well, and they have Marquette to finish off the year as well. So look for them to get a couple key more wins to put on their resume to boost them up for March Madness. I'm sure they'll make it. 13-11, they should make it. But
we'll see.
I mean, they're 64. 64.
I don't know. They're
teams,
ninth in the Big East, so probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Unless they get some wins here down the stretch.
So we'll see here. But
Xavier
I'm
good.
gonna roll. I'm rolling with Xavier here. Xavier, they're battle contested as well, and I think their record's more credible. 17-7. They've had some good wins, and now my page is starting to load again. Wait, I think I got it. No. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Here we go. I got
it. It is out in country land.
Yeah, we're out in country land. But, yesterday it was like 9 degrees. It was cold yesterday.
Oh,
now
it's freezing.
It's 54 degrees right now. Last time
I know. I actually walked out when I was coming over from campus.
Yeah.
I actually walked in my car. I was like, this is actually feeling nice. Like, this feels like spring.
So that has out here in Hicktown, USA, that has to mess with the Wi-Fi. The high and cold temperatures, like.
Tell you what, though, mid-February already. Mid-February was 50 today.
Yeah,
you can't ask for anything better than that.
Right now. I have to look up for the show, but Xavier, they beat a 55. Good Uconn team. They nail biter lost to Seton Hall. DePaul beat them, but they beat Butler and Creighton as well in their last 5. So I like Xavier. I'm giving them a couple more shots here to prove themselves. They're 17-7. They have some good wins on their resume. That big one against Ohio State earlier in the year. But I just think they're a better, well-rounded team. If St. John's they would have won some of those games. They would have beaten UConn and Providence and Villanova. So I'm gonna roll with you the Xavier Musketeers. So
well, that was kind of my reasoning. I'm gonna Xavier's a good team, right? We all know that.
Yeah.
And what is St. John's problem? They've been struggling with beating good teams recently.
Yeah.
And I think that trend's going to continue. They really have. They haven't beaten good teams, so why is there a huge reason, confident-wise, for me to pick them? So I'm going to go Xavier.
Okay. So, all right, we're going to move out of college basketball here. We're going to go talk NBA and a little bit of hockey. Then we'll fill up the rest of the time talking Penguins because I know we can do that. But while this game is loading.
And another Pennsylvania team that had a big night. We kind of mentioned already. And another Pennsylvania team that had a big night.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about Penn State just because they beat Michigan State. Well, let's go ahead and talk about that right now while this page is loading.
Well, we're still in college basketball. You bring it up now.
Yeah, we're still in college basketball. So
but it's about time to beat a good team.
Yeah, it's about time.
Every time they play a good team, it's a 3-point loss, 2-point loss.
Purdue, they've had nail biters against Michigan, who stinks,
Wisconsin, Ohio State.
So it's about time. It's about time.
I don't think there's a team this year that's been like that.
I don't know.
They've been every big game, and they found a way to lose it, but they just can't get over that couple points, that hump down the end. But that was awesome. I didn't even watch most of it, but then I saw Alec put it in the group chat, and I saw my one buddy that likes Penn State where he was texting about it.
I put it in the group chat.
Yeah, somebody did, and then I was talking about it to my friend that likes Penn State.
That Sid got his 500th goal. I'm
yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. I was calling a high school game and I missed it. But
take a look at the box score here. Yeah, they got big guys. Seth Lundy's like their offensive guy. So
Seth Lundy is great. I like Seth Lundy. He's he's been there for a little bit now, so he's a well-rounded player. And
the best part of that game too,
huh?
The best part of the game. I saw the highlight down the end.
John Herrera, man.
That and one he had at the end. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah,
he's like
he's one of the guys too. I'm gonna miss him when he goes too because he's good. He's physical down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He is. So,
but
we'll see here.
Good job, Penn State.
Yeah, good job. They finally beat somebody good. What's their record now?
10 and 12.
Close to 5. Huh?
10 and 12.
10 and 12. So they're close to 500. But while this is loading here, I think it's just ESPN because Google loads. I mean, Instagram loads. It's not. It's just ESPN. But let's move on to the NBA. We got the Trailblazers versus the Grizzlies. This one should be good. This should be a good game.
Trailblazers are resurging.
Yeah, they are. You man.
3 in a row.
What's his name? Simmons, man. Simmons is bursting onto the
Is it
scene.
Simmons or Simons? I always get it mixed up.
I think it's Simmons.
Some people say Simons.
Really?
Let's see how it's spelled.
I thought his first name was confusing. That's why I just said his last name.
Anthony, like Penny Hardaway.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I think it's Simons because there's only one M.
There's only one M?
Yeah.
So it's Simons?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with Simons then. But they're coming back on. They're 24-34. Memphis, though, is rolling 41-18. They're one of the best teams in the West. John Morant, I mean, he's their main guy. They get some other good players as well. But, I mean, Portland, I'm glad to see them. Maybe that trade is actually helping them a little bit. I mean, they're 10 games under 500, but they're in the play-in still. They recently just got back into the play-in. So, I mean, if you make the play-in, you have a chance to get into the playoffs. So,
yeah.
I mean, anything can happen. Look what happened to the Atlanta Braves. They only won like 88 games last year, and they won the World Series. So it doesn't matter how many games you win. If you're in the playoffs, you have the chance to win.
Get in and get on a run. Just like the Nationals a couple years ago. They were like 19-31.
Yeah.
And they won the World Series.
Yeah. So you never know. You never know. But this game should be pretty good. I'm going to stick with the Grizzlies, though. If Portland can win this game, then I'll start paying more attention to that. I mean, I like the Trailblazers. I'm glad once they get Dame back, I mean, I think he's still hurt, but I think once they get him back, I think they can make a little bit more of a run at it, and hopefully he can stay. You know, hopefully he stays loyal. Like I know it's hard, but you know, maybe they can get some other people around him. You know, they've had people in the past, but I mean, an old man Carmelo Anthony's not getting people around him, so you gotta get somebody in there that's gonna want to play and want to win championships with Portland.
Yeah.
So look out. You never know, but I got to go with Memphis here. They're just unstoppable so far.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe going upset here, but I'm not because I like Portland. I like what they're doing. I like the guys that got at the deadline, which I think is going to help them in the future too as well. Because some of these guys are young, but Memphis is just better. It's overall.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can win in basketball any night, but on paper, I got to go with the team that's better.
All right, let's go ahead and move in here to some hockey. Man, best team in the NHL, Colorado Avalanche taking on the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Avalanche 34-9-4, 13-6-2 away. The Golden Knights are 28-17, not too bad. They've been a good team ever since they came into the league. But man, the Colorado Avalanche, they are just a great team. They're looking for their 6th straight road win as they face Vegas. So look out. I mean, they're a heck of a team, Mike. They are.
Oh, I know.
But I like Las Vegas. We'll see. I like what Jack Eichel has been doing. I think he's making Eichel. I think he's been playing. I don't know, he's on here somewhere. But I like the team they've been putting together, but man, I mean, I don't know how you can go against Colorado right now. I mean, they've had some games where I think, honestly, though, this is a valid statement. I think they're going to choke in the playoffs.
Who? Colorado?
Yeah.
They usually do.
So. I think so. But they're really good during the regular season. I noticed a couple games that they lost. Like, they lost to the Coyotes a couple weeks ago. So, you never know. And, you know, they may not be the best. They're the best team in the NHL, but that might not last much longer as there's a team in second making a surge.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk about them real quick, but we'll talk about them here. But let's try and fill some time here with some hockey. Or let's pick this game and maybe pick another game here tonight. But Colorado Avalanche against Las Vegas. Who you got?
It's hard to pick against Colorado right now, but I'm going to do it.
You are?
Yeah. It's hard to just pick favorites in hockey all the time. It's just like baseball. Because it is. You know, it's just, I don't know. And like I said, I like Colorado.
I'm with you. I'm going to roll Golden Knights here too.
Oh,
I think they can, you know, get the upset. I mean, Colorado, their 6 road wins. They're looking for their 6th win on the road. It's got to end sometime. I mean, Las Vegas, I mean, who they've been playing. Let's look. It loads. Okay. So they beat the Dallas. Wait, 6 road. All right, road win. So let's see. Last road, they beat Dallas. The Dallas Stars on the road. They beat the Blackhawks on the road. Blackhawks, so-and-so team. They beat the Kings on the road. They beat the Ducks on the road. Okay, those are some solid teams there. And they beat the Coyotes on the road. And then before that, that's when they started their win streak. Before that, they lost. The last time they lost on the road was against the Predators. But I mean, some of these home games that they lost. I mean, they lost to the Coyotes at home. They lost to Dallas at home as well. That was the last game they lost. The last game they played, they lost Dallas. So, I mean, Las Vegas. I mean, they're a good home team. They're good at home. So, I don't know. I got a feeling that Las Vegas is gonna end their little streak, whatever they got going on, and they're gonna put a stop to them here tonight. So gotta go Las Vegas.
Yep, we're going with Vegas. I guess both of us.
We're going with Vegas. I can't believe we're picking against the favorite, but there's the number one team in hockey.
Hey, you like doing that.
I do, but they're the number one team, but I don't think they're a true number one team per se. You got Tampa Bay right behind them, and man, Pittsburgh's there too. Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh are tied with 70 points. They're tied for they're the second best team in NHL, and then you have Colorado with 72. Man, Pittsburgh's been on a surge. They have been after losing 4 in a row. Now they've won 4 in a row now. They're losing 4 in a row. They won 4. They're streaky. Yeah, they're scrappy.
But, you know what? The Cavs are kind of that same way.
Yeah, I mean they lost that last
4 in a row, lose 2 in a row, win 3 in a row.
They're not going to be the number one seed until I bet you later, unless they make a huge run.
I don't think they will, to be honest.
I don't think they will be the number one seed. I don't. They're in the playoffs. It's fine. They're a 3 or 4 seed. They're sitting right there. But I mean, if they can get to a 2 seed, I mean that'd be great because that 3 versus 4 seed is just tough. That's always a tough.
Tell you what, though, Matt, I'm not trying to get too off topic, but their schedule coming up too, like coming out of the All-Star break, it's going to somewhat make or break them because they're going to be a playoff team. It's just a matter of seeding if they're going to get home court in the first round or not because they play Philly twice, Chicago, a couple other teams, Miami. So it's going to be tough.
This is going to be really tough. Last time they played Miami, though, they blew them out. So we'll see. And on the road too. That was their first road win since Shaq was there.
Yeah.
So you never know. We have to get something. I think they need a break, though.
They needed a break. You can kind of tell the last couple of games they needed it.
Yeah, they need a break. So, but let's go ahead and let's talk some hockey. Let's jump around here. I mean, we talked about the Avalanche and Penguins. We'll talk a little bit more Penguins, but let's talk about other teams around the NHL, like teams that keep an eye out. We won't pick another game, but we'll. What do you think? Who do you think right now has the best chance to make the Stanley Cup right now?
From both sides.
Yeah. Give me your top 3 teams.
That's a tough question, honestly.
Huh?
All right, I guess we'll start with the East. That's a tough question to be honest, but I guess we'll start with the East. Hold on. I guess. You always got to throw Tampa in there because they're defending champs. They won it 2 years in a row. So we'll go Tampa. You got to consider Florida. They're hot too. I mean, we'll see if they're a team that's like Colorado that just falls apart in the playoffs. But obviously, we got to throw the Penguins in there. Obviously, them too.
Heck yeah. You know what I'm going to say here?
East is tougher than the West, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know what I'm going to say? I think Tampa Bay and Florida are going to choke. I think Florida might. I don't know about Tampa because they've done it before. Tampa might, but they've done it before. They have. I know, but then they rebounded and won back-to-back Stanley Cups, and they still have that same core. But that's the thing. That just makes it even more like, they get that on the line. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just trying to go to 3 in a row now. And nobody goes to 3 in a row. Penguins tried to do it and they couldn't. I'm not saying they can't choke. I'm just saying I feel confident in them, but
anything can happen. Is what I'm saying.
We'll see. Here are my top 3 teams, and they're all from the Metropolitan Division.
It has to be.
I think one of these 3 teams is going to make the Stanley Cup Finals: Pittsburgh, Carolina, or the Rangers. That's going to be one of.
It's in that order in the standings too.
Yeah,
in that same exact order.
Maybe Washington, but they're kind of falling off a little bit. But they won some games recently, so they just won.
Here's my top 3 in the East. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh and Carolina.
Yeah, right.
I'm still throwing Tampa in there for the same reason I just said. It. They're a champ till you knock them off, and we say it all the time.
Rangers are just a tough team.
I agree.
Man,
but I mean, some sleeper teams too. Like, don't throw out the Maple Leafs. Don't throw out, like you said, don't throw out.
No.
I'm just saying, Matt, teams that we're not talking about.
I know, but like, Maple Leafs, I mean.
I'm saying, like, sleeper teams like them and maybe even Washington, like you said, that they could maybe do something.
Yeah, Detroit.
I know you don't like them, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But the Maple Leafs are.
You asked me a question. I'm trying to answer it.
I know. But let's go over to the West side now. So I picked Pittsburgh, Carolina, and the Rangers, and you picked Pittsburgh, Carolina, and the Lightning. So let's go ahead and jump on the West side. Huh?
They're still the champs.
They're still champs. So, yeah, you got to pick them. All right, let's jump on the Western side. Obviously, you got to throw Colorado in there. But here's some teams here. Minnesota's good. St. Louis is good. I don't think they have everything together right now. Look out for Nashville. They're 60 points, yes, but they're right there, right underneath St. Louis and Minnesota. Okay, and St. Louis, I know St. Louis went and made it, but Minnesota likes to, be like a one and done type of series too. And here's a surprise team: the Dallas Stars. They made it. They made it one last year or the year before? It was recent.
It was the first cup that the Lightning won 2 years ago. Because that was it was a COVID year and they got in Tampa won the first one when there was no fans.
That's right. So look out for them. Those are some sleeper teams, okay? I'm sorry to put it out like that, but look out for those teams. I'm not picking them. I'm going to pick Colorado, but I'm going to go Colorado, Las Vegas, or Edmonton. Okay? I think that's going to be your teams. But look out for Calgary too.
You want me to throw you a curveball here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go St. Louis.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with you with Vegas. And in the Pacific Division, I'm gonna throw the Ducks in there.
The Ducks? Man, I want to watch the Ducks.
Those are my 3 teams, I think.
Watch them go.
They very well could.
Watch them fly. But the Flying Beat, man, I love those.
I don't know about the Flames either. What do you think about the Flames?
The Flames, they've won 7 in a row. I mean,
are they a team that you're kind of looking at
Johnny
the same ways?
Gaudreau is a great player.
Yeah, he is.
They're first in the Pacific, but I think the Pacific is a little soft. But there's some tough teams like Edmonton and Las Vegas in there. Those are the tough teams out of there. And look out for the Kings too. The Kings, man.
I was going to say them too as well. But are the Flames are the Flames a team that you're looking at the same way as like Colorado that they could choke, or maybe Florida?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, final 10 minutes here. Let's go in the strictly Pittsburgh Penguin talk here. So last night, Sidney Crosby got his 500th career goal.
Yes.
So, yeah, awesome. Gonna be getting out to a game here soon, possibly April. I'll talk to you about that. But this shit, I mean,
I'm always down for a game.
They won 4 in a row. Huh?
I'm always down for a game. You know that.
Oh yeah, they've won 4 in a row. They're at 70 points now. So, wow. I mean, the only thing that makes me nervous here is their defense.
It has been kind of shaky.
It's been a little shaky. Dumoulin getting older. I mean, Chris Letang, I like him, but I think they need to get some defenders in there. Their offense is all right. Their offense is good, but it's got to be defense.
Their offense is it's not bad. It's just the last couple, starting to that losing streak they had, even some of these games that they start to get back on track, they kind of start out these games slow.
Yeah.
But again, they've been able to pull out some of them and come back and win some of them. And that's kind of like how their offense was when they were winning those Stanley Cups. Their offense just struck fast. You remember how that was.
Yeah.
The offense they had. It was ridiculous. Yeah. And it's not that level, but they have that capability to come back and put a goal or two, bunch it up and get something going.
Yeah, they do. But some of the games that they have coming up, I mean, they got the Maple Leafs now. I think they can beat Toronto. I do. I think Toronto
they're having a good year.
They're having a good year, but you can't. I don't know. I just don't think they're as tough as some of the other teams.
That's tomorrow. That's gonna be a good game.
That's tomorrow. That's gonna be a great game. But looking at their, I'm gonna click on their schedule. Let's see here. Looking on their schedule coming up here. It's loaded.
Carolina, New Jersey, the Rangers.
Carolina, New Jersey.
All three are at home.
Yeah.
So, and then they got to go to Columbus. That's they usually beat Columbus, but it's still a tough place to play.
New York's gonna be tough. They have Tampa. Look at these games, Mike. March 3rd, 4th, and 8th.
At Tampa, at Carolina, versus
Tampa
Florida.
Bay, Carolina, Florida, Vegas, Carolina again. Oh,
then Nashville,
St. Louis. Yeah, Nashville too. Then St. Louis. Then you get a break with Arizona. Watch one win all those games and lose to Arizona.
That's the Pittsburgh way. They lose below average teams.
Yeah.
All three teams do that.
They get some tough games. There's New York. Oh, man. Oh, look at April 2nd and 5th. They got one in Colorado and then one at home versus Colorado. Back-to-back against the Avalanche. Oh, man.
Then the Rangers, then the Capitals, and the Predators, and then the Islanders twice, the team they struggle with.
Boston coming up here, too. And then Edmonton. Oh, no. The season, oh, no.
You know what, Matt? It looks shaky. It makes you nervous, but I love it.
I think we're going to win. I think we'll win.
This is where this is what you asked for coming down the stretch. Tight division. You're playing for playoff standings. You got a team that was hot. They're still kind of hot.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Coming down to the final, almost the final 2 months.
It's going to make or break our season, but it's going to make or break some other team seasons too if they win or lose those games against us. So I'm ready for it.
Seasons. We got about 2 months left.
It's going to be fun down the stretch.
2 months and some change, but man, I can't wait. There's going to be some crying. There's going to be some breaking chairs and, throwing beer cans or pop cans. Something. Oh, man. There's going to be excitement and this rage at the same time.
It's going to be exciting regardless going into it.
Yeah, it is, man.
It's interesting hockey coming down the stretch.
Yeah, it is.
You can't ask for it better.
Man, there's going to be some choice of words in there.
Every night's a good game from here on out.
Oh, yeah. Every night's a good game. Every game we watch, I'm like, most of the games I'm always laid back. Like, all right, if we win this game, it's good, except only against certain opponents. And Boston.
We all know who they are. We all know
Boston,
Philly
Washington,
last night.
Even
I know
Philly.
You don't care.
Yeah, even Philly. Like, come on, go kick his butt.
I know Philly don't bother you as much as the other teams, but it's still.
Yeah, we've sworn. We've said some words on here before. I try not to say it, but like the main thing I always say, like I know you've seen Dumb and Dumber, right?
Oh yeah.
They were the one guys that kick his ass, Seabass. Like I always say.
That's how we were with. That's how we were.
That guy Seabass is actually Cam Neely, who played NHL hockey.
Yeah.
Back in the day, so any NHL game I go to, I just yell that out, and everybody's laughing. But every time there's a fight or so, but there's gonna be some good games. We just have to stick with it, keep doing what we're doing on offense, get those young guys going. Man, some of these guys, Mike, Brian Russ is still strong. Jake Gensel's doing what he's doing. Of course, Sid the kid he's still a kid.
Well, we got to talk about that goal before he closed out. 500 on his career. But you know what's amazing though? And I saw a stat on Twitter from somebody from Pittsburgh, one of the writers. It's taken him, I think, 1,000 games to get 500 goals. Yeah. You know how long it took Mario Lemieux to get 500 goals? Like almost 700 games.
Oh, geez.
Like 600, almost 700. So congrats to Sid, but it's like he did it even faster.
Yeah. So,
but congrats to 500. I told you last week when he was, it was coming down the, getting close to getting his 500 goal. I was there when he got his 1,000 point a couple years ago. Yeah, which is cool, and it would have been cool to be there for this because it's 500.
Yeah, it would be. Goals. One of our buddies was there.
Yeah,
that's our buddy. One of our buddies was there last time. Like, are you kidding me? You don't even watch hockey. You were there.
And I don't think he's a Pittsburgh fan, is he? I think he likes all the
Ohio teams. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
About it after show, but like, what's he doing there?
Yeah, get us
he
there.
watches hockey. I've never talked hockey to him at all. I'm always talking about cowboys and cowboy boots and country and hunting. But some of these players, man, Jeff Carter is just awesome. I like Jeff Carter. One of the young guys, Danton Heinen. Man, a couple games ago, he had two goals in a game. I'm like, whoa, like where'd this kid come from? Like, there's some young kids. I'm huge on, I'm huge on Heinen, huge on I like Bluger still in Marino. And, who's the other guy? What's his name? Evan Rodriguez. Evan Rodriguez, man. Whew.
You know
what
Matt?
A heck of a player he is. I like Mike Matheson, too. There's one of our young defenders. He's going to be a good defender. John Marino, too. He's another good defender.
But you know what? When they had the expansion draft and they were talking about guys that they were going to protect, it felt like either way they're going to lose somebody good. But it's even the start of the season, I didn't really expect them to be this good because I didn't expect half of these guys to even step up the way that they have.
No.
And they've been doing it consistently. So, I mean, you ran through all the guys. We hear them all when we're watching the games. They're all making an impact in their own way.
They are. But 2:57. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show here. Matt and Mike edition. On Wednesday, Monday and Wednesday, we'll have that. We'll talk a lot more hockey and probably Cavs too. But that's going to wrap it up here today. We'll see you all tomorrow. It'll be Alec and me tomorrow on the show. Mike, you'll be back with us on Friday. But stay tuned to Power Hour here next on YSN Live. We'll see you all tomorrow.